Guys, I am kinda lost for words here. So much has happened in the last few days, after nothing happening for a while. To address the elephant in the room, Hytale has been cancelled. A few days ago, the bomb dropped. The team was completely shutting down and all production ceased, seemingly overnight. Now, there are plenty of videos covering this in detail, so I will not. However, an interesting development has been brought to my attention recently. One of my friends, whose name is Utropics, brought a very interesting project to my attention. A small game called Hytale Online. So, in this video, we're gonna check it out because I'm really curious about this and I want to bring attention to this game. With my very limited audience, of course, and hopefully get someone who knows something more about this to come comment on it. Okay, let us begin. I have 5 images which I'm gonna show here, and wow, this is just Hytale. Well, at least before you take a look up close. Even though there are subtle differences in the textures, this is just Hytale, okay? But you may think this is just some copy or just some images from actual Hytale, but this is where it gets interesting. The Twitter or X account for this game has been created all the way back in December of 2018. So this isn't a new project made just after Hytale was cancelled, and coincidentally, that's exactly when the first trailer for Hytale dropped. Additionally, there is a Telegram group and a Discord group for the game. I joined both, but there isn't much there. I also contacted the owner, but I am still waiting for a response. However, I also noticed that the owner of the server, who is probably also the lead developer of the game, made his Discord account just a few weeks before the very first Hytale trailer dropped, which just adds to the mystery of this game and the team behind it. They even have an official page which is made to look very similar to the official Hytale one. So this is clearly intentional, and this is where I got confused. So we know that this whole project clearly wasn't made overnight, so I think one of the following things probably happened. Number 1, there is someone who wanted their own Hytale, like a fan who knows how to code, and was tired of waiting, so they started making a smaller version they could enjoy. And when they saw that Hytale was cancelled, they saw an opportunity. And let's be honest, this is the most likely one. However, I also have another theory, and this dives a little into conspiracy. But what if this is an ex-dev or somebody who somehow had access to Hytale? Because those textures look incredibly similar, and I wouldn't doubt that someone just pulled assets from actual Hytale into this game. And because, as I stated earlier, this cannot just be done overnight, someone had to spend some time developing it, and to have these assets, I guess that they had to have some connections and they knew about the cancellation early. So they decided to do something about it, unlike the rest of us who just whine. Now, lastly, I'm concerned because after being bought by Riot, Hytale is a AAA property and lawsuits will be plentiful if at least the texture's unchanged, because this is just too similar to Hytale to avoid a lawsuit. However, while I was looking into this and stalking the Discord, something clicked. Well, someone else said it. I noticed that the Telegram had Russian translations and that the Discord was split into an English and a Russian side. They don't care about copyright because they're Russian. What's Riot gonna do? They can't sue Russia. Also, I asked around a bit on their Discord, well, the English side of it, about the general strokes of Hytale, like their plan. Is it meant to be a direct replacement for Hytale or something else? And I got somewhat of a response. A person named Deadguess, who has a role in the Discord, and it translates to special, but I don't know what that means. They said that, I quote, "This is a separate game being developed by our team, with a different idea. Stay tuned. There will be a new post soon. Also, share information about us with your friends," which inadvertently is what I'm doing now. Okay, so we know that there's a theme and that it won't be an exact copy of Hytale, but just by looking at it, it will probably be very similar. And thank God, apparently a new post will come soon. So that's a welcome change in comparison to the Hytale theme. And well, just like that, folks, we have reached the end of this exciting development. I'm not sure how all this will transpire, but I'll be sure to keep you updated. Goodbye and stay tuned.